Is it appropriate for you to ask your coach to roll?
Come on, old man.
Damn, chill, dog.
Man, go roll with one of my blue belts.
We answer the question on Open Mat Chronicles.
All right, guys, welcome back. Open Mat Chronicles, 1865 Rod here. We're coming back at you guys every Wednesday. We got Schaefer in the house as always. What's up, Harold?
What's happening, everybody? Schaefer in the house. Man, doing good. We got buddies here and whatnot. We're having a good time. They're admiring your juice that you get in your house. It's amazing juice.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. Shit.
You said friend. Wait, you said friends, man. He didn't look like a friend when he rolled up. Man, Randy rolled up Friday. He was like, "What up?" Look on me, dude. I'm like, "Damn, homie, get his black belt." He's like a new Randy.
Sometimes your friends come with ill intent, but it's all love. It's all love.
So who do we got?
Well, you want to introduce them?
Yeah, so we got our.
I don't know. How we doing this?
I got it. So we got Halen. He's been here many times before. Halen, I've been here. What up, Halen?
What up, guys? I'm back.
sir?
I'm back in this bitch. I'm ready to
For like the
have some time.
20th time, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Half
But
the
you know-
episodes. Check out half the episodes to see me, guys. Thank you.
And then got my man Randy. What's up, Randy?
How you doing? Thank you for having me again.
Thanks for being
Hell
here,
yeah.
man. And what's the new word, Randy?
Not much, man.
You
Just
mean what's the new belt?
Yeah,
Hell
Yeah.
I got my black belt, baby. That's the word.
Yeah, recently got
Congratulations.
my
Know
black
it.
belt. Thanks, Chad.
We did shout you out, but now you got a face behind the belt.
I appreciate the shout out,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you.
Randy's been on here before too, but unfortunately, it's like every time these guys come on, there's something goes wrong with the audio or the
All of a
video or
sudden.
something.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, you're gonna think we don't want them on. We're just like, yeah, come on up, and then we just mess it up.
Hey,
Actually, you know who?
Age.
No, you know who it actually is? Stefan. Every time we've had
that's
Stefan on, I
right.
feel bad, dude.
He's
We got him
coming
on-
back more, which is nice.
Oh, is he back now?
Yeah, he's been out, but
Nice.
he's back.
Oh, good. Shout out to Stefan. I
Good
like
deal,
it.
good deal. We'll get him back on. You know what? We'll do a Stefan only episode.
That's what we need.
Yeah, he would love that.
Because we've had him on like 3 times. Video crashed
I know,
every
right?
single time.
He's a good sport about the
Yeah,
whole
he
thing,
is.
though. So I appreciate that.
think-
But so Randy, what's up, man? So you got the black belt. I went to the promotion. It was awesome. I was like, man, that was cool. All that good shit. I was like, check it out. He's crying. This is-
Yeah, I was gonna say, bring up that speech.
Yeah, speech.
I could send you the speech so everybody can watch it. But
yeah, yeah.
Man.
That's why I made Halen take like all. I told him collect every single picture that has been taken in this promotion. And he
if
went,
you don't, I'm gonna come
Hell
to your
yeah.
house and kill you.
Yeah,
Like,
man, he went deep. I saw the amount of pictures he got. 'cause
Oh,
I know,
man.
Katie
shit.
stopped by to get him airdropped.
Yeah, it's too many to send.
That's what's up. That's what's
But you know
up.
what, man? It is an emotional thing when you get your black belt.
Yeah, man. And I mean, when it happened, it was like I didn't know any. One, I didn't know it was me.
All right, keep going. I got
I'm,
stuff to say.
I'm a little slow. I know. We'll get to that. But then it was like getting the belt and then seeing like my mom, my dad, my sister, my nephew, you, Chin, Ian, like everybody who showed up. It was very overwhelming.
Showed up team.
Yeah, big time. And then there were people who showed up and trained that it should have been obvious. Yeah.
That's
Go ahead.
yeah. Thank you. That's all I was waiting for. We had 6 people that don't ever train at our school or have dropped in, come onto the mat and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's just like, "Oh, you're here too? Awesome!" Like Barbara John with his kid came and he's like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Like Barbara John, Anthony, what? I don't ever see your back is hurt. How are you training? You're like, "This is a great day," and we're just all looking at you like, "What a fucking idiot." Meanwhile,
I mean, when you look at it, there's been other days where that's happened.
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
Austin got
happened.
promoted to black belt.
It's been like maybe it's happened. I think I've been in precision in what a little over 4 years.
Yeah, how many times has that happened?
Like twice.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, maybe this is the 3rd time. Like, you know, it's happened 2 times before that. It's been a rarity. I was like, it's just one of the days, just the planets aligned and everybody showed up.
Yeah.
And then, then that happened. And I was like, God damn, I asked Chad for 3 years. 3 more years at Brown Belt a week before that. And he was like, not your choice. Oh, no, what did he say? Not up to me.
Yeah, it's not up to
I
you.
always tell everybody that, man. I'm like, listen, you don't get to choose when you're getting promoted. It's like whether you want it, whether you don't want it. It's not up to you.
Yeah.
Like I always say, right? You're putting your future in another man's hands, and it is what it is. It's like you trust them, go with it, and just let the chips fall where they may.
Goal's never been the belt. It's always been to just have decent grappling. That's it. Just have an answer for whatever gets thrown at me.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
think
always
you're
going to change.
Way more than decent. So
Good
good shit. Good shit.
What a fun day. That was a fun day. I cried too a little bit.
But it is,
I
man.
was just
You're
like,
always-
son
you're
of a.
always crying.
Chad's like, yeah, I know. Chad's like, are you crying?
Right.
And I was like,
Don't cry
yeah,
in
man.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. He's-
But man, it
think you
is.
were- he
I've
was
seen the
crying
toughest
like that
guys,
day.
shed that little tear a little
I
bit,
know.
right? Because
Yeah.
it's a lot of blood, sweat, tears you
Hell
put into
yeah,
this
dude.
thing.
The thing that really broke me was my dad. It's always been a goal to have my dad see me get my black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Just because it was like I was never a tough kid. I was always super soft, emotional, sensitive. I was that kid.
It's all good.
He's like, my boy's a man now.
like, hey man, like that's validation. Like, I was just talking to with Dave Pearson yesterday about how like the gym that me and him came up in. It was like you either took the ass whooping you learned or you didn't show back up. Like that was the type of
Right,
gym.
that was it.
Yeah, it didn't matter your skill level, where you came from, what you did. You either survived or you left.
Yeah,
And
that's how I think it
how
was. Like, and even in Hassets in the beginning, like it was. I think a lot of schools in the beginning were like that. They were like, "Look,
Yeah.
man, we're not here to coddle you. We're not here to go, hey, we're going to empower you today." Nah, it's like we're going to whoop your ass.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
If you stay, consider yourself empowered. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. You learned something.
Powered by default.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kinder and gentler, but I will say, I think we talked about this before. It might be more effective in some ways now, at least in the sense that it does, I think, reach way more people, and it does give confidence to a lot of people who may not have otherwise gotten that confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe they're not going to be killers, but they're tougher than they were.
That's
So it's
exactly that. So I would say that's my exact sentiment because I was never like that. I was very shy, like But now I'm like, at least I can walk in a room now. I can handle myself.
There you go.
And that's like,
Facts.
and knowing that like I can take a punch, like I learned how
Yep.
to take a punch.
Yep.
Because I never truly been hit before that, and learning what it feels like to get my ass whooped. Me like, oh, I'm not dead.
Right,
Like
I'll
that shit just
survive.
hurts a little bit. And then sometimes you learn how to be like, oh, it ain't that bad. You
Right.
can take
What
you
do
can
they
take
say?
some hits to get
Comfortable
some.
being uncomfortable.
Yeah, then you learn how to take some to get some,
Yo.
and then it's fun.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's like I'm not going to be the only one hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that you get beat up for like 9 months as a white belt, just thrown to the wolves, which is the best way. I think coddling them is dumb. Just throw them out there, because after 9 months and you see some new people come in, you're like,
Now it's their turn.
yeah, now it's
Oh,
my
bro,
now it's their
my,
turn.
My first jiu-jitsu coach, shout out Eric Shingu. I remember I was like in jiu-jitsu for a little bit, and I was like, oh, I want to try MMA and learn. He's like, oh, okay, let's spar.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, cool. So started sparring. Couldn't handle the hands. Went for a shot. He just popped back and just uppercutted me right in the nose.
Oh.
Started bleeding immediately, right? And I was like, oh, he's like, no, keep going.
Damn.
I'm like 18, 19. We keep going. He wants to get me in a crucifix, and he's just like, pop, 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 just peppering me. And I was like, all right, Tab. He's like, yeah, we got some stuff to work on. he's like, you didn't quit though. Like, good job.
Hell yeah.
He beat the hell out of me.
Yeah, there is something to be said about that. Like seriously, it's like it's very humbling, and it can be scary. It can be overwhelming for a lot of people. But man, when you stick through it, you start to realize, holy shit, I can do a lot more than I thought I could.
Exactly.
And I think that translates into the whole of your life after
does.
that. Like everything. When you go, it's like I can take a beating, I can give a beating, and that's about the most basic, ground level freaking what it means to be a person, a human being. It's like, can you survive first? When you realize you can survive, then you go, oh man, is anything else really that hard? It's like okay, fine.
Can't be this bad.
Yeah, how bad can it be? You know what I mean? How bad can it freaking be? Anyways, look, we're already all over the place, man. We were going to talk about well, hell, Rod, tell us what we were going to talk about. Bring it down.
We were talking about what, like rolling with your instructor?
Yeah. So that I think is a
That kind
good
of almost
one,
goes
right?
with what he was
It
saying.
does,
Oh,
except
check it
you
out.
got a
Beat
new
your ass
instructor here.
instead.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't
You
roll with
teach,
you. He
right?
beat you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So you're professor now?
Yeah, Professor Randy. We've been calling him Professor Randy for like a year and a half just to
yeah.
mess
Now
with
it's
him.
official.
Now it's official.
It's weird.
Let me
It's
ask this. This is just a little bit off topic, but I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Do you think like the attrition rate has lessened?
What did you?
For
Yes.
you think so? For
Yeah,
people
yeah,
getting their black belts.
Yeah, I
Wait,
think
what?
it's fallen off a lot. Like back in the day, it was like almost everybody quits at blue belt, then
Yeah.
purple belt, then brown belts. Not so many black belts, even less.
They're sticking with it, right?
I think they're sticking with it
Oh.
because of what I was saying. It is a different
nicer.
way of teaching. It's nicer.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, it's just being taught nicer.
It's also
Man.
getting more popular.
But on Friday night, it's funny, man. He'll do like a self-defense class.
Yeah.
He's teaching stuff. There's like brand new white belts. He goes, okay, now we all got to fight. These kids, like they use roll for a reason.
Yeah.
Just soften it up a little bit.
Calling
He's like,
it
no, we're
fighting.
fighting.
Yeah. Knock them out.
Their faces are like this. Like,
I
I
gotta
didn't
say,
what I
like,
signed up for.
shit.
If
I
you
like
want to
the
be good at it, though, you gotta be
gotta
able
be
to
able
roll
to.
mean.
Yeah, you have to be able to
gotta
show a
be
little
able
bit of
to.
aggression. I mean, you can be
Yeah.
smooth and all that, but you're ultimately trying to dominate another person.
Yeah.
And rarely can you dominate somebody and be passive about it. It's like you have to at some point say, I'm going to exert my will over you, and I'm going to do it so that you can't stop me. Well, that's aggression. That's like you can smile when you do it.
Yeah.
You can have a chipper attitude as you choke the shit out of somebody,
Yeah.
but you still got to choke the shit out of them. You know what I mean?
Smush
It's like
their face.
like hell,
Elbow
dude.
in the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Elbow
all
in the
that.
hip.
Cool,
Yeah.
right? I haven't.
Yeah.
That shit fucking hurt.
So I haven't rolled with Randy in like at least 5 years. Like realistically, it had to be.
It's
like,
been over 5 years.
more than
I
5
think.
years. That's
Yeah,
crazy,
bro,
right?
It's been a long
You're
time.
a purple
And
belt?
so he showed up, and I was like, "Damn, my knee is hurt. I'm trying to sit off on the sideline and chill. Like first my hamstring, then my knee. I'm just falling the fuck apart." But he was like, "Come on, man. I won't go that hard." I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck."
Yo, you
You
felt
just had
that.
a
Strong
just
roll.
hanging
For that?
out.
Tired.
I'm not, no, I'm just chilling.
He was just chilling, man.
Didn't look like it.
But we got in there, and it was some good. It was a really good roll, actually. I did enjoy it. He didn't hurt me too bad, so I was like, "Cool, man. I appreciate it."
I know you didn't. Hurt me
Okay,
too bad
from what I
also.
saw, he couldn't hurt you. You just bird caged over him the entire time. And
Bird cage over me.
it was awesome.
treated me
that
like
was
a
so
prisoner.
cool.
I gave him a little bit of Hasid loving, gave him
elbow in the
a little
hip.
elbow in the hip.
That was cool.
Pushed his face in a little bit. But it was,
Yeah, grabbing the head and
I
moving it.
did.
It was cool.
I grabbed his head like Thanos grabbed Vision when he
Yeah.
pulled that Mind
Oh,
Stone
yeah,
out of
yeah,
his
yeah.
head.
You have different setups.
Okay, so let me ask this. So go with that.
Your setups fucking hurt.
Meaner setups, yeah.
What if it's your professor? How do you roll with him?
Man, so I can. All right, let's start with me, right? So when I roll with John, I do everything I can to kill him because I know how it's going to end, and I hate that that's a reality. I've never tapped him. I don't think he's even let me tap him in practice. He's like, "Nah, go do something. Go work with somebody else." I'm like, "Damn." I was like, he refuses. Like, "Hey, can I try this armbar on you?" Nope. Go try it on somebody else. I'm like, "Damn." He just
Show
won't.
me.
He refuses.
God.
He refuses. And I've had some good fights with John, and I know like I like busted all the side of his face up one time, not even one time, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." After he still tapped me out though. I rarely ask John to fight though. Again, I think that was. I still feel like this is more of a traditional martial art, not traditional, but a martial art. And I think there's a hierarchy. I
Yeah.
think there's a way that you're supposed to approach the people who are above you, and it should be like, "Yo, motherfucker, what's up? Let's go, old man." I don't think that's the way to go, So I wait for them to do whatever they're doing and roll, and they go, "You, let's go."
Yeah.
Oh shit, me, I've been chosen,
Yeah.
and then I get beat up, And that's my thing when I'm rolling with the professors, Now, but everybody else who's a black belt, it's like,
Okay.
I'm a black belt. We're all black belts. You're not my professors. You're my peers.
Yeah.
So I don't.
That was gonna be my question to all of you guys now is like, so obviously I have Chad as my main professor coach, but I've still learned from you guys. I still train with you guys on occasion. So when we're saying rolling with coaches, professors, are we talking about people who have taught you, people you respect, or are we just talking about black belts? See what I'm saying?
No,
Like
people
no,
I can
have an
talk
opinion,
about.
but I don't want to monopolize. You guys,
Yeah.
throw your ideas out there.
I didn't mean like just other black belt students. I meant like you're someone that's you kind of revere them. They're
Like
above you
you've
a little
gotten taught by them
bit. Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like for
so
me, I got like obviously Harold, Gus, even some of the old cats like David Henson.
Yeah.
Like he taught me a lot of what I know, man.
That's-
Rex. So it's like
Yep.
I'd roll differently with those guys. You know what I mean? It's just like
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, it's like
'cause
oh, I'm gonna try to everything I can to try to catch this guy. I don't do that.
you have like 5 coaches when you think about it growing up. Yeah,
Yeah.
you like you said, Rex, Anthony, Chad. Like I
Yeah.
have like 5 or 6 coaches at this point, Gus. So I'm like, I do roll with them all differently, like you said, compared to a regular black belt. But
Yeah.
I just wanted clarification. Are we talking about black belts or coaches?
Well, let's do both. Let's talk about coaches first.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, for coaches, I gave my perspective.
Okay, what about you, Haley?
If it's my coach, I try to I wait for him to call me out.
I
Okay,
do-
what about you? You got
So
Chad
for,
Bingham, right?
for Chad, yeah, since Chad is younger.
He's young. He's spry. He's like
he's still
king
he's
of the hill right now. So
38,
yeah.
39.
Okay, so that changes.
He's
the
not 40
conversation,
yet.
though, right?
Yeah, he still will compete. He's
Sorry,
still
4-year-olds. I'm sorry for any disrespect that you might have
You're
inquired.
close.
From hearing that.
yeah.
But like you call him out, you like, yo, Chad, what up?
He's a master. So he will roll some days, some not. Okay, just I'm sure like you guys, some days you want to roll. It's fine. So if I see him out rolling
Okay,
and I
got it.
feel good, hey Chad, do you want to
can't
roll?
believe this.
Only if I feel good. That's
See-
fine. But
Oh my
but if he calls me out,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
that
gonna,
guy?
Hey, shut up. I'm still talking.
Goddamn.
If he calls me out, I'm gonna roll even if I feel bad. But if I'm feeling like, all right, I feel like I could give Chad a good roll
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
it's not just me laying there or tapping, I'm gonna go ask him like, let me work how I've been working. But
Yeah.
if he's like, hey, let's go, I'm like, fuck, all right.
So I see actually that is pretty legit.
Yeah.
So you have to read the room, right? If
Yeah.
you see the guy sitting on the sideline, leave him the fuck alone.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you just see, you look over, you're like, oh damn, he's beating the shit out of everybody. Let me go see if I can get some.
Wait,
Yeah.
here's the
That's
thing.
different.
You know what's weird about Chad? He can be sitting on the side of the mat, chilling, but if you go up to him and be like, hey, can we roll? He'll roll with you. He doesn't
oh,
give
man.
a-
for sure.
You're like,
I don't
Yeah.
know the last time I've actually said no to somebody. Like
Yeah. That's
I
a good
don't-
coach.
That's
No,
a
I'm
new,
not-
but I feel like that's a new school thing. Like the traditions, like we come from, like
Right.
not asking.
Yeah, you-
I'm the
it's
same
old.
way, and I talked to Chad about that. He's like, "The fuck over it."
That's what I'm saying.
Like, just
It-
come
it's-
ask me,
it's
motherfucker.
different. It's different, right? And because I don't really mind people who ask me, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll jump out there even to my own detriment because I might be dead tired. I got nothing left, and I'm like, shit, man. I don't want to see somebody just by themselves. I'm like, fucking look how lonely this
Yeah, I do
motherfucker
that
is.
Yeah,
It's like,
I feel that way about
Yeah.
big dudes.
I'll do that.
it's like you look all sad.
I'm like,
and
"Oh,
shit.
come fuck me up, bro. Come on."
Stefan. Come on over here.
Like that big man technique,
Right.
just
It's like you can see like
smash.
a little cloud over their head.
Yeah,
and
that's
a little
that
fucking
sucks.
lonely tear and shit. I'm like, yeah, come on, that's
It's always the dudes who are like 6'2" plus. Like,
right.
Over 200 pounds.
Right. I mean,
That's it.
listen,
Yeah.
sometimes motherfuckers try to avoid that. It is what it
if your
is.
jiu-jitsu don't work against them, then you got an issue.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, and at least try.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you just
You don't
avoid
gotta
it
win the
because you're- if
round.
you're
Just
avoiding
make
it
sure
'cause
you
you're
know how to get
scared,
the fuck up.
Yeah. if you're staying away just because you're scared, I think you need to work on that. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
fear is a motherfucker, and I get it, but you know, get
If you're
over it.
scared just because you're scared, but if you're scared because you're scared to get injured, that's different.
Yes,
I feel like
if you got a guy who's a psycho and you saw he's like already
but here's
broken
the
like
thing.
3 spines, maybe you don't want
You
to
can
roll
roll
with
with the
him.
big dude who's like responsible about his weight, but that like I'm scared of getting injured. It's like that's you needing to learn what position to stay out of. That way you don't get injured
right.
with that weight disadvantage.
Because
True.
by him just being big is going to injure you. It's
Yeah.
going to be that you're trying so hard to avoid
Exactly.
something that maybe you just can't get out of.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe he's got the same belt rank, but he's also bigger and stronger and faster than you and younger than you and all this. And he grabs you and you go, I'm just going to spin around and twist out. Well, yeah, now your shit's broken.
You know what a great lesson about that is? Like when you have a really big dude smashing you with side control, and if you loosen up your core, your ribs are gonna slip. And
Oh.
you're gonna pop a rib.
I see
Oh.
that if they're putting the pressure down. Right.
Oh yeah, that's
Like, you know
happened to
what I
me
mean?
twice.
Oh.
So
that
that's
sucks.
where, like, for me, I was like rolling with big dudes. I learned I was like, oh, I need to keep my
Gotta
core
core
engaged
tightened
the
up, okay.
entire time, and if I don't, my rib's gonna pop again,
Damn.
and it sucks.
That does suck.
That's where Trevor taught me to.
See, that's the thing, man. It sucks when you're 30, man. If you're an older guy, it's gonna really suck. So you have to kind of factor that in.
Yeah.
That's what changes the conversation. Like Gus, like he's an older guy, right? And he's not rolling every single roll, but I can tell when he feels good. You know, if he's like rolling a little bit, he's like, hey, Rod, he'll either say, Rod, do you want to roll? Or I might ask him, But I could tell. But we're not that serious, bro.
But
we're just like playing.
See,
around.
but I wouldn't suggest a purple belt jump
No.
up and go, come on, Gus, let's
No,
go.
no.
yeah, he's
don't
like
be doing it.
65.
There's
so.
fucking 5 other black belts
Yeah.
who you can roll with. Why do you have to chase after
Exactly.
the professor? He's
Unless
just
they're
fucking-
one of those
he's trying to
purple
chill.
belts where it's like and all the upper belts know, like they're chill.
Oh,
and they're
okay,
not gonna
okay.
go
Yeah, we
balls
got
to
a couple of
walls
those.
and
Yes, we
let
got a
them
couple.
work.
We
Yeah.
got a couple.
Yeah. But
I
if you're
mean-
one of those,
Right. I gotta every roll's a competition
You're a
roll
hungry
because I'm trying to
badger?
freaking
Like,
that's
nah.
too much. And there's a place for them though. You know what I mean? Don't
Like-
get it twisted. Listen. It's like the fucking United Color of Benetton out here, right? There's a place for everybody. It's like we can all fit in, but people need to recognize where the hell they fit in. Because if you're, like I said, if you're that gung ho, fucking balls to the wall, purple belt, everybody has to be like your food. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be jumping on these older guys who are just trying to chill and they got to go
Yeah.
to work in the morning. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
Pick
coach or
your battles.
not, I guess depends. Yeah, like a hungry purple belt. Not me, just saying. Hungry purple belt should not be going balls to the walls. Someone like Gus,
Yeah.
even though he
Say
can handle
otherwise.
himself.
Right, yeah,
I
oh,
know
yeah.
he
He'll beat
can,
you up.
but you don't want to be
But
like,
just like why put him through that?
and the
Yeah.
reason honestly behind that is because it's because even though Gus could handle it, right? Or I can handle it, or whoever I can handle it, but
yeah,
you're still dangerous, and all it takes is for one little
Yeah.
lapse in our shit, and we actually do get injured because
Yeah.
we're like, because you're going fast, so
Yeah.
we have to go fast, and we're like, God damn.
Yeah.
And then it's like if
Sweep
we
and
slip,
pin.
we're fucked, man. Like that's usually how we get hurt. Actually, it's not usually with the purple belts because you just know they're coming at you. It's usually with the white belts. It's because we're not fighting as hard as we should be.
they're so unpredictable too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're like, oh, how did they get there? Oh, and it hurts.
Right.
sweep
Yeah.
and pin.
Right, but they get there because you weren't even trying to defend.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't defend against purple or white belts.
The
You
same as a
use
purple belt.
yeah, you attack the white belts
Exactly.
to work on your
Yeah.
submissions, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
defend against them because they don't really know what
They don't
they're
have no-
doing.
yeah.
That's where, for me, I try and defend against upper belts and attack the lower belts. I know it sounds like shit,
No, that's
but
smart.
it's where it
That's
comes
supposed
from.
to- yeah.
You know, and then other purple belts, it's like war.
Yeah.
If he dies, he
If you
dies.
die, you die. Yeah.
Sounding like a brown belt. Halen's a brown belt.
No, I'm not. We talked about this. It's fine.
All right,
you a brown
so
belt?
if you, Randy, for you, right? Because so you've got all these other black belts that you do know, right? And you've seen them come up and get promoted to black belt. Do you approach them differently than you would the main instructor black belt? But again, like see with Chad, he's younger. He's a young, spry fighting guy.
Yeah.
So it's
Let's
like,
make
it's a little
let's
different.
change up. But let's say you go to another school, right?
Oh,
You're visiting.
That's a good one.
And there's an instructor black belt.
That
How do
you
you
don't know?
Let's just say he's in his mid 40s.
I'm not gonna go balls to the walls. I'm just gonna match like a technique level.
Would you ask
So
him? though?
like, if he sweeps me, I'm not gonna concede. I'm gonna sweep him back, and I'm not gonna like pressure in hella hard or just kind of feel too aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like technique for technique.
Technique. Okay. So
Or
your mindset.
I don't want to like. I want to finesse.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
There you go.
Finesse.
Would you ask him though?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't
Oh
think I
yeah,
would.
I mean,
I
I,
don't
feel
think
like
I
it's
would.
expected. Well, actually, if I'm visiting in a school, I judge it based off of when I do my first roll. Do I see them rolling?
Okay.
And if I
Right.
don't, then I'm like, all right, I don't feel like I should ask because maybe they're not the type of person when they're teaching a class that they like to roll. There's some coaches like that. So, and if I don't know that, I'll be like, all right, cool.
kinda
But then
wait and see.
again, you can go to a school, get through like the 4th round, and then they want to roll.
Hey, new guy.
That's a strategy to that shit.
It's an amazing strategy,
it's
and
like,
I get it.
First, you put them out there. You send your underlings in there, and it's like, think about it. It's like playing a video game, right? You want to get to the boss level first. You got to fuck the
Oh, yeah,
gotta
no,
fight the
and I
underboss.
See that?
completely
Okay. So
respect
that's
it.
what I did when I went to.
Completely get
I think it was it Wrights Brothers? I think it was there. I was a purple belt at the
Yeah.
time.
Rice Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I rolled with a couple of their white belts, their blue belts, their purple belt, and then a brown belt. And then I asked Tanner, I was really respectful. I said, hey, would you mind if I roll with you? Could I roll with you? I'm here visiting. I'm only here for the day. It'd be
Right.
like an honor to roll with you.
What were
basically.
you like?
I was a purple belt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of me. but I still, I asked him.
Yeah.
And there was no like, I wasn't calling him out by any way. It was just
Yeah.
legitimately like, I just want to see what it's like to roll with
Yeah.
this freaking guy. I
That
heard
makes
he's really
sense.
good, you know.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
And you know what? I can even see that as being okay because, again, you you went up the ranks.
I went up the ranks, dude.
Like I know I've told this story about when my buddy Dave actually went to visit. Well, actually, he wasn't just visiting. He was coming to decide if he was going to train at Hassett's, and he had just come out from Vegas. He was a brown belt. I think I was a purple belt, and he was asking John. He's like, "Hey, you know, we want to roll?" He's like, "Nah." He's like, "Go ahead."
Damn.
He's like,
I love
he's
the
like,
story.
"Yeah, right." He's like, "Go roll with
One of
go
the
roll
blue
my purple belt in there." And then, so me and Dave were fighting, right? And that's when he
I
took
do
the
that
one
now.
Tiger clawed me,
I
right?
literally stole that. I
Yeah,
did that
that's-
big time. Hey, come here.
He's the
Go
one
get
who
one of my
fucking
blue belts.
Tiger clawed me across my shit. I was like, Enter the Dragon. I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oh,
And then I think John
Straight up stole that.
rolled with him. Like,
Get one of my blue belts.
yeah, exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like, nah, man, go ahead and get one of my other belts.
damn.
I'm okay with that.
And it was funny. Our blue belts handle it. You know what I mean? Most of the time they got it.
Yeah,
They have to.
And you know,
better.
and don't get it twisted. Plus, while you're walking around, you go like this. You kind of like you
Scope it
side
out a
eye
bit.
and trying to see how he
Yeah.
What's he
does.
doing?
You're like,
Oh,
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
He's an old school heavy pressure pass guy.
It's like,
Okay, I
yeah,
got
somebody
you.
comes to visit. I'm
I got
like,
you.
oh yeah, you jump in there with Ole.
Yeah, that's a gatekeeper.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the nice guy Mad Enforcer. He's like the Mad Enforcer at this level, and then we're gonna have another Mad Enforcer at this level, and then so on and so forth. Yeah. So that's me. I wouldn't just jump in and ask their head instructor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right. If there's other black belts, again, to me they're my peers. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
the rest
there's
of
a
you guys-
difference with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big
Okay.
difference.
It's different
Like,
for
even-
you
let me ask
guys.
you this.
You're all black
Even
belts.
Let me
No,
ask this,
no,
no, I got
no,
one.
but I would say this.
Even the head instructor is my peer, but it's his fucking school, and that's where I take a step back because
Okay.
I'm like, no, this
You're
is
visiting.
your house. It's like, this is your house. I'm not going to come challenge you in your house. I'll fight all your other guys, and
Yeah.
that's cool. And then if you decide you want to roll with me, awesome. Hell yeah, I'm down with it. But I'm not going to just like, you dishonored me in the Shaolin Temple. You killed my master. I'm not coming out. I'll chill. I'll fight with your other black belts and shit, and everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this is very niche because it only happens to a couple of us, but like you guys are still my coaches, even though I don't, you guys, to me, you guys are still
understand,
my
yeah.
coaches now because I've gotten taught by you. If I go to your guys' school and there's a black belt that I don't know, that's another black belt that I'll just ask to roll with. But even still, you guys, I'm going to ask you to roll every time because I want you to see my improvement. That's like, you have old coaches. I'm still gonna ask you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
I want you to see what's going on.
But we know
like,
you and everything. It's
Yeah, but still, that's what
That's
I'm
gonna
saying.
be me rolling with Gus next time I'm
Yeah,
there.
see. So you want him to see, like, look, I've gotten better, guys.
Yeah,
It's it's like a
You remember the character from In Living Color, the guy who plays a little kid? He's like, look what I can do.
no, that's not that's Mad TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mad TV, yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, he's like, look what I can do. And
Yeah.
he does a little stupid joke.
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, so
a
that's
thing.
Halen. He goes,
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
that's awesome. Nah, man, and like I said, you guys obviously you come in, but we're also friends.
Yeah,
so
that's
true.
It's not the same as if you were visiting some school you didn't know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if I were just to say, oh, I'm gonna go out to Sacramento and I'm gonna just go hit up a few different schools, and I don't know some of these guys from Adam, I'm not gonna bust up in there like, who runs this bitch?
I
You know
don't
what
think I would either.
Or like fucking
Yeah.
That's just out of respect.
Enter the Dragon, or no, not Enter the Dragon. Oh my God, why can't I remember?
The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon. Who's the master?
But even
I
if
don't
you guys,
know what that
Yeah, I
movie
wouldn't
is.
do that.
Yeah, probably not.
Turn your headphones down, guys.
It's on Netflix, motherfucker. Go watch it.
If you haven't seen The Last Dragon,
You square.
yeah, you're fucking up. That movie's the shit, man. Get the glow.
but think about this, Halen. When you guys come in, when we roll, it's always me asking you. You notice this last Friday, I wasn't feeling good, and I didn't ask you to roll.
I asked you to roll, and you said nah.
I said I didn't feel it because I
I
wasn't
know.
feeling good. Like you,
fine.
when you came in last time, I asked you to roll.
Yeah.
Right? Because
had
I was
fun.
feeling pretty good. And I was like, okay, I gotta roll.
I was
Randy.
gonna
But,
ask you
like, I
guys
don't
that.
always
You're-
feel like it though. You know,
You
some
guys
days-
are coaches.
I would
How do
say-
you feel
I wasn't feeling it last Friday, dude. I was
In
having a whole man
general.
Friday.
in general? How do you feel about people asking you to roll?
It depends on the person,
That's-
really, I think. And,
okay,
like how
so-
they ask and like what their intent is.
What about? Okay, go ahead. No. Harold, I see you're thinking.
Because again, I think I'm a softie, man. Like I don't own the school, so I don't see myself as
But you
the
teach.
head instructor. I teach,
So you're a
but
coach.
and I'm a coach. I agree. But I don't think just the coaches get the same level of reverence as the head instructor. I think it's his shit. He's the one who's supposed to be like, you know,
That's the big shit.
I see what you're
standing
saying.
up on this fucking
Yeah.
shit, like freaking Ra's al Ghul looking at
Yeah.
at
That's-
everybody.
that makes
yeah,
sense.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's you who does
Well,
it.
I know that's fine.
I do a picture
That's
sometimes.
because I blatantly
Yeah,
stole
it's
it
your
from
fault.
Ra's al Ghul.
Like if somebody wants to just train, right? They want to train. I don't care who asks me if they want to train, but if they come in, their whole intent is like, I'm trying to submit you. I'm trying to submit you. Like that's like a freaking match. Then it's like,
See, I
do I
wouldn't
feel
like
like
that
rolling with this
either.
guy or do I not? It depends.
Right. I wouldn't like that.
I don't, you know what I mean?
If
That's
someone
why.
comes in, you guys aren't necessarily wanting to roll
No,
with them,
we
or does
roll.
it depend on
Fuck.
No, like
when,
there's.
when that dude came from the
Bilal?
UAE.
Bilal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, fuck yeah, go get with it. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's visiting. He's freaking. He flew all the way from fucking.
Oh yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh that guy.
He's
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's
Yeah, United
I
Very
rolled with him
good.
because it was like
Emirates, right?
he
UAE.
visited our school. I'm not gonna not roll with him. It's like the first guy too. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't mind that, you know. And he
was cool.
You can also a lot of times read a person, and you're like, okay, he's not here to be an asshole. He's not here to say, oh, I'm just here to smash on this school
Yeah.
and see if they're worthy of even existing. You know, it's not
Yeah.
that kind of shit. So I don't mind.
You can feel
I
it
don't
in the
mind.
grips.
Yeah, you can. You're right,
Always
man.
feel it in the grips.
Dude, I always when I first start, my
fucking
grip is
point
so
at me.
light because
This
it's just
dude.
me. It's me. It's like a little handshake, right? You're just checking him out.
Don't point at me.
What? What do you?
He says,
he
"Oh,
comes in
you
with a
have
death
such
grip?
strong grips."
No, he's right, dude. You can feel it in the grips right out of the gate, dude.
When I
Right out of the
I
gate.
usually I'm barely touching somebody usually when I first start.
I'm like this. I'm like
just enough control.
real light, dude. Real light.
For
real
20
light.
seconds.
This is him. This is him.
Nah, fuck no. He's lying.
I think-
He's
I don't know,
lying.
I don't know.
He's lying.
Huh?
No, you know what? To be honest, no, to be honest, I think you guys roll differently because when I roll with Halen, it's actually pretty good rolled. It's fun. It's like we just do technique. It's very
You watched
technical.
us, me and him roll.
Yeah.
But I think when you guys roll, it might be more
Yeah.
competitive.
We
Like
were
you're
both
trying
so
to kill each
tired
other.
after that roll
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah, when me and Rod roll, it's nice and like,
It's
okay,
smooth,
move,
man. It's
feeling.
like-
But then me and Randy roll, it's like, fucking.
It's
I'm
The
aggression.
only time he's had a smooth roll was when his left arm was hurt, and he was really hurt. And I was like,
Slow
"We'll
down.
roll light," and then all of a sudden, it was a nice light
But you know what it could be though too?
Someone was
injuries.
injured,
No, but you know
and
what
it
it could be?
wasn't me.
It could be styles too.
Look,
like Halen's style
Yeah.
is similar, like the mine a little bit. He does a lot of standing
See?
pass and stuff, and it opens up stuff. He's more like stay low, heavy, smash you. It's
Fat.
hard to get underneath
Yeah.
him, so I'm not really moving a lot. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of hunkered down, you know.
That's true.
But you also have your. Remember, we did the episode on about having a nemesis, and it doesn't like mean a nemesis like he's really your mean like the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's just like with Rex and Rex is my nemesis. Like I fight Rex, and the shit's gonna go way too hard, and
Yeah.
one of us is gonna get hurt, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you when I
Yeah,
freaking
that's about
heal.
right.
So that's what I'm saying. You guys
Yeah.
might just be each other's nemesis.
Halen,
You know, not in a bad way.
No, yeah, I just need.
It's just you know if you roll with each other, there is
I got
no
like
fucking
5.
rolling light.
Yeah, yeah. I think honestly, really, when it's like a really close friend of yours, you just want to battle. You just want to like. Yes, you're working on your technique. There's our rolls where you're just gonna roll soft and have fun, but like 7 out of 10 times, you're like, let's see what the fuck's up.
Because you also want to get that point so you can talk a little bit of shit when you're
Exactly. I took your back, bitch. Like, yeah, you can't do anything past your guard. It's not for me. It's not even about submitting someone.
There was like 2 weeks you tapped me, and then ever since then, you
goes-
haven't got shit on me the past month.
I'm like that with Gus, though, right? So I remember when I first came to the school, and I'm rolling, and he was catching me in this arm crush from the guard, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" And I said, "You know
Oh,
what?"
I know that one you're talking about.
And I told Gus, I straight up told him, I looked him dead in his face, and I was like, "Listen, man, you're never getting that on me again." And he has not. But he's come so close, and every time he comes close, he's laughing. He's like, ah, see? He's like, look out for the arm crush. I was like, oh, I'm looking
There's
out. I'm
something
looking out.
healthy though about that, because I will say like Halen, you made me so much better since we met. When it
Fuck
comes to
yes,
jiu-jitsu
dude.
and just making
I'll
sure
take that
I'm
as a
like,
compliment.
man, I can't let this fucking blue belt. You know what I mean? I can't
Yeah,
let
that's-
this fucking purple belt. But it's like you're good at fucking jujitsu, bro.
that's
So
it.
it's like for me, I'm like, I better be on my fucking P's and Q's. That's just how it is. Doesn't matter what belt level you are, you can get caught no matter what. Shit fucking happens.
Listen, we're all built with the same amount of joints and bones and muscles and stuff, and you twist it the wrong way.
Yeah.
See, and we have different styles too.
Yeah.
So it's like it
But
negates
similar
itself.
sometimes.
Huh?
But similar at the same time because we both pressure pass or more like slow grapplers and kind of just running around. So we're like stalemate for half the round in like half guard.
Yeah.
And then you find that spot, you
And then it's
explode.
really quick.
yeah.
Yeah. Like attack, and then
Yeah, I get it.
it happens a
That
lot.
was the thing. Remember, I told you, I gave the Gracie brothers this one. They were like, when you go, I chill. When you chill, I go. I was like, man, that's a really
good.
good
Yeah.
way to think about things. Like,
No, it's 100%.
Yeah, that's the way I fight. I usually it's a game of inches, right? And you move a little bit, and then you kind of chill. I'm like, all right. At least that's how I fight. Because other people, it's just like,
That's how you don't
Yeah.
telegraph.
stop.
Yeah, yeah. I
how
don't
you
really
don't
mind rolling
telegraph.
harder or
Yeah,
faster.
exactly. You don't telegraph by just kind of waiting. It's like, oh, there it is. I see. I found the opportunity. Jump on it.
Well, Rod, when you
I like
find the
starting off slow.
opportunity, you grab it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're that's people call you microwave Rod and you're rolling for it, but it's only when you find it you're
When you see
like,
it.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I got that shit. You better be ready.
And
To
other than that, I try to go kind of slow.
yeah, you better be tap. I'm like, all right. Well, I know Rod enough to be like, once he grabs it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
letting
not gonna
go.
rip it off.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of tell me your thoughts. 'Cause I just thought about this right now. Rolling with coaches is that me and Randy roll all the time, so we are able to bounce off each other and have a good roll. How often do I roll with Chad? Maybe once every couple months. So I'm not gonna learn his style, even though I'm watching and getting
that's
taught from
good.
him. So
Yeah.
it's gonna never be an easy roll for me because
Right.
he's above me,
Yeah.
and we don't roll always to where I know how he is. So like you guys too, you roll against a coach who you don't ever roll
Yeah.
with. He's gonna get you because he's
Yeah.
better than you.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, okay, so that specific instance or scenario that you're talking about, like Julio and Manny,
oh yeah,
they actually always roll with each other. So Julio actually does really, really good against Manny.
Which one are you talking about?
Castro?
Castro.
So
Purple now.
he does well
yeah.
against him
you,
because he
Julio.
always rolls against
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
right? But if you threw somebody else against Manny, they'd be getting their lunch eaten because they're like, what the fuck?
pattern
You
recognition.
don't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying.
That's it. It's like if I know what you do over and over and over again, even the best guy, it's like you kind of go back to your same shit over and over.
Yeah.
And now I've learned how to defend it.
Yeah.
And I can defend really well against any black belt who's doing that particular move. But then if a guy switches it up, you're like, oh shit, I'm a purple belt.
Yeah. Well, because you think about it, I mean, like even on Reddit, you're like, oh, I forgot all of my jujitsu as soon as the round started with coach. Like I feel it too. I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. But if you're rolling with him always, you're not gonna forget what to do.
Because he would just be another guy.
Yeah, you're just rolling with another guy.
And let's keep it real. First of all, everybody is just another guy. It's like nobody's freaking
Yeah,
magic. There's nobody, and that's. I try to get that across to people early on. I'm like, look, they just train longer than you, man. That's it. They're not magic. This shit is not magic. It looks like magic from the outside looking in. It's like, holy shit, how did he do that? But it's just repetition. It's just experience. Nobody in here is better than anybody else. Like
It's natural to have it's like natural to have hierarchy though.
Oh, for sure. Look,
For sure.
somebody's going to be top of the food chain. When I say somebody's better, I mean like they don't have any superpowers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They're just regular
That's
people
okay.
who happen to hone their skills. Now maybe there's some genetics in here and genetics in there and blah 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 or whatever. Fine, but for the most part, we're all humans and we're not special. We're not special. Your mama might think you're special, but you're not special.
My mama said.
You know what would be a good role for him would be Sanchez. Because we all came up together. You haven't seen Sanchez. huh?
Danny?
Yeah.
Fuck
He's
yeah.
tough, bro.
Oh, I
Sanchez
love
is a
rolling Danny.
beast.
So you haven't rolled with him in forever.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That'd
with
be a
any of the
perfect role,
infinite
bro.
black belts, you know.
Like
He's tough, man.
and that's like a style I've tried to
Yep.
take because he had a very smash
Oh,
style.
he still does.
You make sure you could pin you and that you
Yeah.
couldn't move and like that's a style I'd like to have.
Man, we might have to Don King
That would be a
shit.
good one. That would be
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll watch that shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, I would love
Yeah,
that.
he's tough,
Like,
dude.
It's yeah. That's like for me when I'm rolling like with instructors. For me, it's like there's a pressure. It's not that like I don't go in and then like I want to beat them.
Right.
For me, I have a different pressure where I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
Like I want to make sure like okay, the way I do jujitsu is boiled down to like, okay, am I making good choices?
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm not making good choices, I'm going to end up in a bad position. And if I'm making a good choice, I'm going to be able to build base, regard, get them back in front of me, and sweep them.
There you go.
That's how I know I'm making good choices. If I'm not making good choices, shit is just getting worse.
It's like I just feel myself slipping
Simplify it
underwater.
as much as I can. And I know when I'm rolling against my coaches, they know what they've taught me. They know that I should understand what a good choice is based off of what they taught me.
Hell yeah.
And if I don't display that live, then it's like, have you
Your
listened?
lunch is getting
Yeah,
eaten.
you're listening.
Hell
And
yeah.
that's where it's like, shout out to Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, love you, Phoenix. He's moving in December, and I'm very sad. But like, I've showed him all of my grade A favorite moves, and he's pulled them off on me, and I've been very upset, but proud at the same
Right?
time. I've had to text Scott and been like, "Hey, man, I get it."
It's like I'm showing people how to beat me. It's like, what am I doing?
Because I remember like Scott has been like one of my main coaches for
sure.
years. And Scott has shown me stuff, and I've done it to him, and I've been so proud. And then Phoenix did it to me.
But he's like 80 and broken.
No, he was younger.
When he was younger.
He was
Okay.
younger.
Back in
And I'd
the,
be
back in
like-
the 40s.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, just so proud. Like, I was like, okay, I did it. And then this kid does it to me, and I text Scott right away, like, hey, I get it, bro.
It's like when people try to wrist lock me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so taking your wrist lock
When they
setups.
try to wrist lock me.
The mean jujitsu that we spoke of that you've taught us is just the best.
I know.
And
It's fun, man.
I hate when people call it mean. It's like, no, I'm just
And I
holding
give
you.
all credit to John Hassett for that. Seriously,
Thank him.
That meanness definitely was cultivated at Hassett Jiu Jitsu.
Hey, Hassett, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
honestly, man.
Because-
Thank you.
Everybody is up on how, I'm not going to say what I do, but they're up on how I pass. And this particular setup now gives me a new avenue where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Hey, no
Hassett
doubt.
lives.
I say, hey, thank you, John. Seriously, I said, I mean, I cultivated that mean shit between me and Tommy and Hassett and his little other brother Jimmy Hassett. It's a bunch of mean
But when I
motherfuckers
do
out
it to
there on the East
people,
Coast.
I always tell them, I'm doing this because I love you.
There you go.
Yeah. You're my friend, so I'm going to do this to you. If I don't know them, I'm not going to like punch their throat or hold them. You know, I'm just going to do whatever. But it's Randy or like a buddy. Like,
You ain't telling me that shit.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try it though. But,
I only do this. You
can tell that to Johnny and do that to
yeah,
Johnny,
I
not
love
me.
you. Yeah, exactly. Give you a hug afterward, punch you in the throat.
Did you say that to Johnny when you cuffed him on Halloween?
Oh yeah. So on Halloween or the day before, we had the dress up. Like everybody dress up. You know,
Nice.
I just came in my regular nogi outfit, but they had boxes of stuff. So I put on a cop, button up. I put on cape and a whatever. So I took everything off except the cop uniform, and I had the cuffs in my pocket.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, Kelsey, I'm gonna arrest this fucking guy. I'm gonna arrest Johnny." And I'm like, because he's like 140 pounds. He's a small guy. You know what? So I was like, if I have to use my strength, so be it. We're rolling. He doesn't know what's going down. I get his back. I pin him. And then all I hear, I'm pretty sure it was you. You're like, flatten him out. And so I get my hook. Yeah, I flatten him out. And then I pull out the cuffs and everybody's like, oh, and I start getting one hand.
Stop
and
resisting.
It took, I yelled. I said, stop resisting. Oh, man.
That's awesome. Shut up. Audio.
It was pretty good. I said some other
got
jokes,
him.
but yeah, I got him. It took forever, but
That's
I got
hilarious.
him. It was great. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Johnny was not happy, but yeah, it was fun. Thank you, Johnny.
Disrespect.
It was so much fun. Oh, cops have it hard. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Stop resisting.
Yeah, I said that so many
you
times.
tapped
I'm
me
like-
with a cop lock on Friday.
It was
I was
so
like,
funny.
oh,
did.
this feels somewhat familiar.
Yeah. Chicken wing the shit out of him.
Oh,
Shoved
man.
his face into
Dude,
the mat.
it was behind their back, and I just laid on him, and he's like, I
I was
can't
like,
move.
oh.
Yeah,
I was like, he brought out the real shit.
yeah, it was fun. It's gonna be mean.
It's mean, but like, hey, I only do this because I love you.
Exactly. I give him a hug afterwards. I let the cuts off. Fun time.
See, little dude was doing that sport jujitsu. That's why he got cuffed up.
Exactly. He does leg locks. That didn't work when you got cuffs on your back. Yeah.
Can't
Should
bear
have
bowl
went
on
for his hurt
concrete.
leg.
Yeah, can't heal look with one leg. Yeah.
That is fun, day.
It was a good time.
All right, so I got another one now. So again, I know we're all hobbyists here and shit like that. And we know a lot of guys who are into their jujitsu. Do you see anybody, or would you want to start your own school?
Do you want to go
Right?
first? You want to go first?
I mean, because I can see all of us teaching at
Yeah,
somebody
because now it's
else's
work.
school.
It's a lot of work now.
I mean, I have no
What do
problem.
we always say
teaching
that,
it.
right?
Yeah, if this shit was a job, I don't
wanna
think
go?
I would do it.
All right,
I
I'll
don't
go
think
first.
I would do it.
When I was a blue belt, early blue belt, I always thought, oh, it'd be so fun to own a school and do that. And if I had the money and no job and could just have a school, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. But as a profession and making sure I get, live my life and pay through that, I'd rather go teach at someone's school and just have fun. Like owning your own school, I mean, I had to do, I went to college for business, so I had to put business plans together and all kinds of stuff. And it's a great business to have, but it's a lot of work. Chad is
It's a
there
lot of work.
every single day. He's like, this is my home. I get to go camping tonight with my kid, whatever. But that would suck. I'd love to go teach. I would love to go teach and have some fun and get to leave at night, but
You're like,
not
shit,
have to.
electric bills do.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I would want to own a school the more I go through jiu-jitsu. I know people at our school do, like really good black belts and stuff like that, could start their own for sure and be fine.
Right.
So I guess as hobbyists, like you said, I don't think so. But I think people who compete and like live their life, work for jiu-jitsu, that's probably a goal.
That's the common
because
denominator,
I
has
could
to compete.
imagine, if my whole life was jiu-jitsu, that would be awesome because then you only do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
All right. So that seems to be the common consensus between us at least, right? And this also plays into where I come back to going, there is that certain level of reverence that I think you should be giving to the head instructor.
Yeah.
Because he is doing all that shit. He is doing everything. It's like, it's not just like he's showing up saying, hey, I'm going to teach a couple classes and then fucking roll with some people. No. This whole shit exists because of him. And because of that, I think you need to leave him the fuck alone sometimes.
Yeah.
That's where that whole thing was
That makes
going
sense.
full circle. Yeah.
The weird thing about coaches is they're held to like such a high regard to you as a student. You look up to them no matter what. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you have your parents who you look up to, siblings maybe, but like the coach who teaches you something that you're very in love with, jiu-jitsu. We're all in love with jiu-jitsu
sure.
here, regardless.
Yeah, same.
It's
Nobody
the
loves you
most
more than me.
beautiful woman in the world to us. Like, we love her. But so someone who is showing you everything about that person, you're going to respect them and kind of the rolling. So if you roll with them, it's almost like, I respect you so much. I want to go against you. I want to feel your jiu-jitsu. So it's another respect thing wanting to roll with your coach. It's not just like, I want to beat you. I want to learn. I learn a lot from rolling with Chad, you.
Yeah.
Like, I just learn more than rolling with another purple belt or something,
And also with the martial arts portion, though, I also think that it's one of those things where you kind of do need the illusion of this freaking guy who's at the top, who's just unstoppable. And by constantly rolling with that person, you start to pull away the bricks. You pull away the curtain. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like fucking the Wizard of Oz. You're like, hey, wait a minute, it's a regular fucking guy back there, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't. From a martial arts standpoint, I think it's a bad thing if you start beating your freaking instructor, or if you get to the point where your instructor can't even keep up with you anymore. It's like you start to lose that mystique.
Nah, but that's the cycle of martial arts.
It's a cycle.
Don't
to
you
a
want your
certain
people to be better than
at,
you?
at a certain point? But that's what I think about it. Because if you want to think about old school traditional martial arts, once you're whooping the master's ass, you don't stay at that place anymore. You leave.
I would say, that's an
You-
old
you-
school.
right, that's what I mean. That's an old school.
Yeah, that's an
martial
old
arts.
school.
Now I
perspective.
still respect. Even if I win, I'm like, man, he got me to this point.
Hey man, you know what? Guy Mendez just made a post about this,
Yeah.
about him getting highlighted by Tanian, and he talked about how, years ago it was him being the highlight reel of doing all these moves on people in class, and then now here he is as a highlight, and what it means to transition from being that top guy to coach to now your students fucking highlighting you
Right.
now, and we gotta post it.
Oh.
You know, but that's humbleness.
Yeah,
That's
and
it's
you
like,
should have a sense of humility, but then also I'm like, okay, this is also why when they want to kind of start pulling back, you gotta let them pull back.
Yeah.
They don't. It doesn't need to be the day where 10 of my students are kicking my ass out on the mat because again, I'm older, I'm slower, I'm not what I used to be, and they're on the come up. Yeah, they can whoop your ass at this point in time.
Fuck it.
And I don't think you should go out there and get your ass whooped all the time. That's what
Tom
I'm saying.
DeBlanc
Like how did
made a
like
post.
you're talking Helio? How would Helio do? You think? You know
Well,
what I mean? Like was
fuck,
he
no,
still
Helio,
rolling
I would go
when
I
he
would
was alive? Like was he
go-
still rolling during like UFC era?
As he was getting no.
Like,
I mean,
he-
he would come in. He would work with like blue belts and shit like that.
Oh, he
you
would.
know what I mean, like, but Helio's an extreme example because he's like super duper. He was fucking old as dirt, and he wasn't like actively running a school that late in. So I'm thinking more along the lines of let's take a.
Hold on, wait, I want to interject real quick.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
One thing I want to throw out there is something that I saw Tom DeBlas talk about a long time ago, and we all know how great Gary Tonin is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he said Gary Tonin wouldn't be who he is if he never got tapped out by people who are in their underbelts.
For sure. I mean, you got to take. Look, you're still taking
know what I
L's,
mean?
but he's. Are we speaking of him as a competitor or him
I would say
as
him.
a school?
I would say because they're a part of the Henzo group, it's just Jujitero rather than just being an instructor, just an overall, just a jujitsu person.
All right, and
he
yes,
wouldn't be
just
who
as
he
an
is if he didn't get.
overall practitioner and like as a jujitsu warrior type thing.
Just a jujitsu
sure.
person in better. Yeah.
But I guess again, I'm still looking at it like big old school fucking Pai Mei and shit, right? You know, it's like, yeah, exactly. At some point,
isn't that ego,
at some
though?
point, though, yeah, it's fucking ego. It is part of the ego, but that's the martial art thing where it's like if you're this top guy and you're more about sharing this art and you're teaching and you built this whole structure, that you're at the fucking top of the food chain. Even though realistically people can probably beat your ass at this point in time, right? You can't really win all the time. And I just think if you're from a martial arts standpoint, they shouldn't be looking just to beat you up and show how much they can whoop your ass. Like at that point, they should be your generals. Let them go out.
Yeah.
So it's like oh man, because you always want to think about that motherfucker. He's good, you know. He's still the best, but he's not the fucking best.
You're watching-
You know he's not the best.
Those old martial arts movies, like
Right,
take
right.
like Kill Bill.
Yeah,
Remember the
yeah,
guy? Who's the guy?
exactly. Yeah,
He looked like
Primate.
Primate. Okay, Primate, right? So he's up in the mountains, whatever. The chick goes up there.
Uh-huh.
The Kill Bill chick goes up there. And she's probably training for like what 3, 4, 5 months. And she finally
beginning,
she
right.
finally beats him. He goes, "You have learned everything." She
Right,
trained for like
right.
6
And it's like-
months.
and it's like-
and then she know everything.
I
Okay,
mean, yeah, they were there for, but ultimately he was like, "Now get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, get out.
It
Time
wasn't,
for you to
it wasn't,
leave.
hey, stay and keep beating me the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Okay, but if you beat, have you ever rolled with Hassett? Like,
Yeah.
how do you do now?
he said he never tapped him.
Never.
Okay,
Ever.
you start
ever.
tapping Hassett. Are you gonna feel any different
You
about
gonna
him?
leave?
No,
I
no.
gotta
Are you gonna
go,
feel
man.
any different about Hassett than you are now? I will.
Person.
Yeah, I will never
man,
feel
you gotta
different about.
Why you gotta make it personal?
No, as a jujitsu practitioner.
No, he's still fucking amazing.
Yeah, and you start tapping him out. Are you gonna
So,
think any different of him?
Here's what I would think. Would I feel different about him? Nah, I mean, love him to death.
Or his
He's
jujitsu,
great.
anything.
I was thinking, damn, he's fucking so old that he can't keep up anymore.
Okay, so just because he's old, not because it's jujitsu.
Right, his jujitsu would be.
But
No,
that's
no,
not
good.
crediting
No,
your
I got one, but
ability
you're
to
still
get better,
respecting
though.
As he's,
That's
he's
just
getting old and deteriorating.
What
that's
if
just
he was your
crediting
age?
your technique, though.
What if he was
'cause
your
then you're
age? You're both
attributing-
like,
What if we were if we were the same,
Same age.
right? And for whatever reason, I just started getting better than him.
yeah, you start passing him up.
Shit,
You
it would be weird. Like I would be like, oh fuck, what can this guy really fucking teach me at this point in time?
So you're gonna leave, or you're like, how are you gonna handle it?
Traitor!
Because
So-
no,
well,
I know.
hold on, no. So
Creonch.
it would depend. It would depend on what I'm looking to get from jujitsu at
Okay.
that point, right? If I'm saying, okay, I want to be the best, like fucking remember Afro Samurai, I want the
Yeah,
fucking number
fuck,
one
that's a
headband,
great-
right?
oh, great
if I want the
anime.
number one headband, well then I can no longer get it from here because now
can see
I've
that.
really gone as far as I can go
So
here.
what about somebody like Freddie Roach?
Well, again, so it starts to turn into one of those
That's a
it starts to become one of those things like those who can no longer do teach, right?
That's exactly what.
And
That's what's been chiming off in my head this whole
and
conversation.
I get that, dude. I personally think I'm in that fucking boat already.
Yeah.
I teach. I can't beat most motherfuckers. I guess I could beat both motherfuckers, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you mean.
somebody who's real serious and who's going after it, and like, I have a hard time keeping up now. Could I still teach people a whole bunch of shit? For sure. Could I teach a whole bunch of black belt shit? Maybe
That's
not.
where seminars come in from the top.
Well, that's what exactly. But this is what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
you've outgrown what you can learn in your. It's big fish, small pond situation, right? You've outgrown what you can learn.
I don't believe you
in
can't
this.
learn from that
You
person.
can learn.
Yeah, just
from
because you beat
anybody,
them doesn't
but
mean.
Can they really make you that much better?
I don't
It's
think
Yeah.
you need to be a
kinda
black belt
gotta
to have good
sometimes get
techniques,
dropped
though.
into a bigger pond.
I don't think you just got to be a black belt to have great techniques to pass on.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, this was just speaking of a specific scenario with me.
Yeah.
Right. He can fucking teach people a bunch of shit. He could teach black belt shit if that black belt got to black belt and didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? So there's certainly shit to be learned at all levels.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when you've really gotten to this point where you're like, hey, this is it, man. Like, I am by far the best person in this school. That could get problematic.
Oh,
Like,
because
if-
you're big fish in a little pond.
Right. And it's like, what do you do? It's like,
It just depends, like you said, what their goal is.
and what your goal is,
Yeah.
right? Because
But you
if
can't
you're
necessarily
cool
take
with it-
the toughest guy. It doesn't translate to everything else.
No, I'm not saying even the toughest guy. I'm saying, like, let's say you're legitimately, let's say today you're better than every single person, including the instructor in your gym. Well, if you just want to get some good rolls in, you're still fine. But what if you're like, nah, man, I want to get better. I want to learn more. Well, you're already the best and you know the most. What are you going to do?
Wait, when you say better, do you mean like
I mean,
knowledge-wise,
there's
or just
everything.
You're just never
are
getting
the top
beat by the
guy.
coach.
There's nobody in here who can teach you anything because everything they know, you know it or have taught them. But you know there's more shit out there. If you want to get better, it can't be done here unless you're making
But why
your own
can't
shit.
that?
because
You
like the
can all
closest
learn-
I would say to that would be like Trevor. No one's going to beat Trevor in our school. Nobody will beat
Okay,
Trevor.
I didn't,
Hands
but
down.
nobody-
But
maybe
there's
not,
still a
but
lot
there's
he can
still
learn.
plenty of shit he can learn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if you're that guy?
Yeah.
You know all the shit and you can beat everybody. What do you do?
You talk to your coach. That's when you ask
said
him
what?
for his
What do you
advice because you trust your coach as
Okay, so you can ask
someone
for
who's-
his advice.
Yeah, if you guys got better and are always beating your coach, but you don't want to be the best of the best, you're still gonna respect him as a coach who's
Totally.
better, not better, but he's still gonna have a level of respect above. Even if you're right, even if you're beating him every
Yeah.
single roll, he's still gonna be to you your head coach. So are you
Yeah.
gonna ask him to roll with no remorse? Like if you're better
Exactly.
than your coach,
What do you mean?
like say
sort of ask
Randy
roll, beat his
somehow
ass?
Randy starts destroying Chad every roll,
Right.
or any
Yeah.
person. How do you feel about asking your coach to roll at that point, even though you know you're gonna win? Does it matter? You're like like
Well, once again, it depends on what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
okay.
If you're cool where you're at and you're just having a good time, then you're going to continue to do
You know
it,
what it all
and you're
depends
going to
on?
roll with them.
Where are you at in life?
Right. What do you want?
Are you
And what do
career
want from
focused? Is this just something you do for fun and it's your hobby?
If you're a hobbyist,
or is it
yeah.
that you have nothing else going on in your life and this is all that you do?
And if
And
that's
you got,
the case,
and I'm gonna get a little deep. You got nothing else to show for in your life? Is it-
Yeah.
No, I'm totally kidding.
you're gonna get some people ass.
if this is your whole life and it's just a pursuit to get better, and there's no one there that can teach you anymore, you gotta go.
Yeah.
But then at that
If
point,
you
do
want-
you take the responsibility in leadership at that school?
Well, but then
And try
now
to
now
show
you
your
become the
stuff as
fucking
well.
instructor. But what if you want to be a student and get better?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Then
Where
obviously
you
you,
seek this
cross-train.
new
You
knowledge.
lead.
Cross train.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to go to other gyms still. You
Yeah,
still
you still
have
have
to
to.
go somewhere else.
I feel like no matter what, you have to go to other gyms. No matter what, no matter where you are at in any position, you have to go to other gyms to see other styles.
I happen
But
to
I don't know.
agree with you, and it's funny. We're not going to get deep in this because this is actually a subject that's going to be probably coming up.
Oh, have me on.
Man, that sounds.
No, but-
that's
but
a good
here,
subject.
One little flaw in that might be, it sounds like if you put the whole onus on the head guy, let's say you take Chad, for example. You're putting all the knowledge on Chad, but how many other black belts and everybody in the school are great that you can learn from
No,
those
I got
guys?
it.
So why
I'm
do you have to
saying-
leave your school?
Different
My hypothetical
styles.
is you're
You know what I mean?
better than all of them. My
You're better than all of
hypothetical is
them?
you're better than all of them. You know more than all of them.
If
So
you're the
John
best in
Let's
an
take
area,
Austin,
you can't
for
just
example.
move and go to another area so you can get better. At that point, you got to level up the area around you.
So you're saying just bring people up, but then again, now you're just
Well,
just the
but
biggest instructor.
teaching helps
It
you
can-
get better,
it
right?
can,
And
but
then
what
I
I'm
would
saying
say
is-
then at that point you need to make sure you're training in the capacity where you're
surprised you
putting
didn't say
yourself
Randy.
in what?
You need to
compete.
compete.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to say it, Randy.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
it
just
is.
that.
Damn,
It's
dude.
Yeah, of course you got to compete.
I would
especially
say at
if you
that
want
level, you're
that, if you
already
got that
competing.
dog
Yeah,
in
exactly,
you where
yeah.
you feel like you need to be the best, then yeah, go compete.
Well, I'm-
but if like in that, sense,
particular
like you're the
scenario,
best in
I'm
the
figuring
area,
He's already competing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
he's
say
probably-
that like, in that sense you're the best in the area. Then you got to take it upon responsibility, but upon yourself to be like, all right, what am I weak at? And then I got to make sure everybody that's good in that position.
Hey, but does
learns
Gordon
it.
Ryan own a school and teach, or is he under somebody? And even though he's supposedly the best in the
In
business,
the world, dude. Yeah.
right? Like Gordon Ryan is taught by somebody. He doesn't own his own. Unless I'm wrong, because I don't
He's in,
know.
Here's John Danaher's guy originally. isn't he?
Danaher.
Okay,
But
so,
Danaher is
but-
that's a unique situation.
but is Gordon Ryan beating Danaher again?
Well,
real
yeah,
question.
I mean,
Well,
if
yeah,
he
no
actually
shit,
rolled,
he has
yeah,
a
he's,
broken
Yeah.
hip.
yeah, he would eat his
but
lunch.
he's still training under him to get better.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's being coached by him.
Being coached.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
See, that's
true.
the thing. Like he's being coached. He's being guided to follow and learn from these other people. I'll bring this guy.
So what
in, I'll
point
bring this guy in.
do you just make yourself better?
I
Ooh, that's a tough
don't know
one.
that you really
Damn,
can.
man.
I think you have
Why
to
is that?
bring you have to bring some kind of outside influence. You need an outside stimulus to make you grow.
Who's better than you?
Maybe better at certain things.
Okay.
At,
you know
at a
what,
certain
I
level.
think
At a certain level, dude. Yeah. It's like
But everybody's
know.
gonna be better at something and somebody, but you can't learn everything in every. I'm not gonna be good
Yeah.
at deep half
Nobody's
if
gonna
I'm
be
doing like
perfect. Yeah, nobody's
So
gonna
you
be
don't
perfect.
need to focus on that.
and that's for sure. If you're talking about just competition and winning, you're right.
Yeah.
It makes sense to focus to specialize more so than just having this super broad range of things. Yeah, you figure out what works for you. You make that shit like a laser. Again, this was a hypothetical we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
If you're at this one school, what do you do when you
Hobbyist
grown
stays with it.
everybody?
Honestly, I think you make everybody better.
Yeah.
And then you make sure
that's fine.
you're because everybody's gonna have their own little attribute. They're gonna have their own little pull to a different game. Oh, my bad. They're gonna have their own little pull to like a different game. So as long as you make sure they're learning in that capacity where it's like they're getting really good at this game,
Right.
And this game may give me problems, and they become an expert at it. And then when I train with them, I know this is the challenge I'm gonna get from them.
Right,
That's
and
how I would say.
you can help that way. You can
Yeah.
at least get good roles.
You got to
in
manipulate
that
the
way.
environment in that way where you're making sure people are getting good in the, that gravitational pull from this technique. They're going towards that way and they're learning it.
Yeah.
They're learning what they need to. That way, when we roll, I know, okay, they're good at that. They're good at that. They're good at that. And I'm getting a facet from
You're
everybody.
right. Because
And-
better is a
and
broad
that
term.
basically-
Better in what? Like you could be a mental outlook
Like
for
you to placing a leg placing I forgot his name between Oleg, he's a black belt. I forgot his name.
Mike.
Oh, the
Uso?
one at
Mike,
the school. Yeah, Mike.
yeah,
Uso?
yeah,
Mike,
Mike. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mike to
The white belt.
Shun. No, not
No,
Shun.
Uso.
Shun.
Uso. Yeah,
Uso.
thank you, sorry.
Goddamn Uso.
Yeah, Uso. Like all y'all are different. But
Totally.
all y'all have your specialties.
Yeah.
So if I'm one of those dudes, I'm like, all right, I know I
Yeah.
got to worry about that with you. And when I train, I'm gonna stay in that realm where it's your strength and my weakness. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to get
Right.
better
Then, so
in that
right then you're
capacity.
picking up and you're just like kind of bolstering
You
your
gotta
own
cherry
skill
pick that
by
shit.
Yeah.
working with the guy.
You
who
guys
can beat
still
you and
learn
stuff.
from
Oh, dude.
lower belts somehow.
yeah,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
Keep
So you
this
can
in
always
mind.
get better.
I am not speaking about myself.
I know.
I've
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
Massive fucking holes in my
But no
game.
matter
so I'm
what-
not, I'm not talking about that.
That's how the buggy was discovered. The buggy was
Buggy choke,
discovered.
yeah, right.
Yeah, because Austin Hart, everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And his coach at the time was like,
Oh.
"Keep fucking doing it, dude, and figure it out." And now
Yep.
Cade Hatulo just doing it. Like, it's a
Damn.
very common submission.
For sure.
And at the time, it was like that looked stupid.
Damn.
But look at the Van Flew choke. Same shit.
Oh,
I
It's
love that choke.
who
I
fucking-
love
Who saw
that
that shit
choke.
coming until
Van Flew?
like
Love
you know
the Van Flew.
when he was knocking motherfuckers out in the UFC with it.
Look at little Kimura attack that Oleg does.
50-50.
That's
He has
legit,
a good
man.
Setup. He has a really good.
He made
setup.
that up.
Cheers.
That's good.
There you go.
Some people are really good at just taking a move and finding a way to
And
kind of
making it
tweak it a
their
little bit.
own,
Oleg's
yeah.
really good at that.
He definitely has made that his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think even if you're best in the world, or not the world, even the best at your school, no matter what, you're still going to learn something.
You can find ways to learn.
Yeah, or like you
Never
said, make
be
it better.
truly good at anything in this goddamn game, man. Let's just get real. You're gonna forget. You're gonna stop playing that position. You're gonna find something else you like,
Absolutely.
and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I used to play that," and you're gonna have to remember it again.
Best Komura person in the game is not going to be the best heel hooker.
For sure.
That's for sure.
So they can always learn how to do that.
You're right.
So I guess what we're gonna do is just stay where you're at.
I mean, yeah, move if you want, whatever, but go to B team. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean,
Craig
mess up
Jones.
every school's top guy quit. because
Yeah,
of this
yeah, yeah.
podcast.
They start their
I'm going
own.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
That guy Harold told me to leave.
Everybody, how crazy!
You get all the hate
the
from these
best
owners.
guy from every school in your freaking
Go
local
to one.
area. They go start their own shit, and it's like they only let the fucking best.
Check
guys
this out.
in.
What if you took the best? No, but check this out. What if you took the best two guys from each school and you put them all in one school? What would
I'm
happen?
saying that would be crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, see, then who do you learn from? Who's your head coach?
Would they even?
Who's,
And then imagine you're a
Barrett.
white belt. And they feed you to that.
like,
you ain't
Like,
learning
they
very
wouldn't
quick.
even- They wouldn't even let the white belts join.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They're like, you
But
got to
can you
show
imagine
up
school
already
gotta
to
be
a black
better.
belt. It's like you got to if you're coming here, you got to be a black belt to begin with.
Yeah.
But you guys, for you, it's peers. Like, if you guys are going to go to another
They're all
school
our
and it's all
peers.
black belts, it's going to be peers,
Hey,
right?
but you know what's crazy? Sometimes your peers can kick your ass.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yeah.
There's definitely levels to that shit.
Friday levels.
Yeah, that was fun watch. Yeah, you beat the shit out of him. Not even beat the shit out of him. You just followed him. He couldn't move.
Yeah.
Him versus Randy.
Oh, I didn't
He
see
just
it.
stood over him.
Oh,
Birdcage.
Oh, you did the birdcage? Oh, that's
Yeah,
right,
he
I did.
birdcage
Yeah, yeah.
and elbowed
Hey, I
into
got
the
cocky
hip.
when I passed your guard and went knee on belly. I got a little cocky. I'm not
Oh, it
gonna
was
lie.
so funny because I was like, oh, he's gonna get swept now. Look at that
I was like,
weight distribution
I
is
shoulda-
shit.
I
was a
should have
good
went
deal.
Gus
That was
101
so
and just
awesome.
went north south on your bitch ass.
Yeah, you got swept. It was awesome.
It was a good knee on the belly. It was a good knee on the
I'm
belly.
still a little sour about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got
You're like, how
caught.
did he do
I got
that?
caught.
In fact, you know it was good because I didn't let it stay on me that long. I was like, no,
Yeah,
You know
it
what?
was good.
I was like,
It's
you
so
gotta get
good.
that off of me.
It's so good. I remember exactly what you did to me, and I'm gonna do it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember it.
what's up.
I know exactly where you went. I was,
Good shit.
Always learn from your coaches.
There you go.
See?
Fun times. Shit, but you know what? And I got to put this out to our listening audience. I mean, tell us what you think about this stuff too, right? Like, let us know if you ask your coaches or like, are you like, hey man, come on, let's fight, old man, or you know, if you're starting to beat your coach's ass, you like, I can't stay here any longer. It's like this is there's nothing else you can teach me, old man.
Arturo.
Like, are you doing that shit or what? Or do you just try to help more and say, yeah, you know what?
But check this out.
That's what comes
does,
with the black
Does it mean
belt.
you're better just because you beat the guy? I'd say it doesn't, right? Because what if one guy beats person A,
that
right?
round robin shit, right?
Yeah, and then the other guy beats the first guy. It didn't make sense. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, yeah. And then you're like,
I know
oh,
it's
I lost
extreme.
to the guy who beat
Right.
the main guy.
It's-
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that round robin. Like, I'll beat him, and then he'll beat him, and then he'll beat him, and then he'll beat me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't I beat everybody?
it's like MMA math.
It's just different
Yeah.
styles
Yeah, yeah.
match up differently against
Yep.
each other.
That's right. Just keep
Depends
fucking
on the
training.
day.
Keep training.
Yeah, that's
Don't
that's,
quit your school.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Listen,
I can't.
wait a
I
minute.
can't.
Let's keep
Hey,
it real.
man.
I think everybody in here has gone to a different school except for you.
Yeah.
Except for Rod.
I know.
Rod
Rod thinks he's better than everybody.
No,
Yeah.
dude. Honestly, for me, it just,
I stayed. I'm loyal.
for
you
me, it's
traitors.
just honestly, it's logistics. Like
I know,
I'm
I
older.
know.
I've been here. I'm not moving. It was
Again.
convenient. It's like
Even though I
had
left,
no reason
still
to-
love everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
and I like my school.
I go back all the
I
time.
mean,
Fuck off.
I had heard a small violin.
Yeah, small violin. This guy
That's usually. I mean,
said,
think about it.
"Mr. Person who's left the most schools."
I know.
Hey,
right?
man, I had to
Shingu,
move,
10th
dog.
Planet, Infinite. Where are you
What are
leaving?
you talking about? I moved from Stockton to Roseville and had to switch. I moved from Roseville to Walnut Creek, had to switch, and moved back and
happens.
had to switch.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
just fucking
good.
with you.
It's not my fault.
Oh, I got
Put some blame.
Sounds like an excuse.
Yeah. If you what was it we're gonna say?
Excuses are monuments of nothing which build bridges to nowhere, and those who use these tools of incompetence will amount to nothing.
I haven't heard
Stop
that in
making
years.
excuses.
If you use it, well, if you love it, you use it as. What was the other one?
Oh, what was the other one?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was waiting for.
Because see, this is
This is
more
what I was
important,
waiting
right?
for.
If it's important enough for you to stay,
Yeah.
if it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse.
Yeah.
I moved from Stockton to here.
Yeah.
You could have drove an
It's an
hour,
hour
15
drive.
minutes and go to Stockton and train with your freaking
That's an
original
hour.
squad.
Fuck that. Nah.
Nah.
Nah, but I would drive that long to go party.
Yeah, look at you, this guy.
Because it's important to you. You find a way.
Hey, party's important.
Yeah, that's
Honestly.
true. Party is a fucking party.
Oh, God.
All right. Anything else coming up with you, Mr. Halen? What's happening?
More training. Just more training.
Brown belt.
I
How many
haven't-
days you training?
Shut up.
Brown
Well, I've
belch.
been gone for a week. My lady was sick. I had to take care of her. My arm's still messed up. I feel a little better. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking care of my girlfriend when she's sick. Jesus Christ, man.
How often do you train, Halen, right now?
4 to 5 days a week. I just
Oh,
take the
nice.
week. I take the weekends off
That's
every
good.
time.
All right.
I just want to relax.
good. That's
Yeah,
really
Go
good.
get some mimosas and drinks with Randy or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Start
see,
catching
yeah.
you, man.
We just
Yeah.
or come here and
5
hang
days
out.
a week is, man, that's a lot.
That's
Yeah,
good.
4 to
See, it
5
chips
tops.
away at you.
Yeah.
I can only train 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I just like
That's
recovery.
still
man.
good.
Hell yeah.
You know,
For
like,
my age, I guess okay.
more than
but
half
recovery
the days.
kicks
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, recovery's a bitch.
Anything new on the competition stage?
For me?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Come
Randy-
on, Halen.
No, I thought you were talking about Randy. Yeah, no, I don't, but Randy does.
Not what?
Wait,
What?
I thought you had one coming up, Randy. didn't
Arte Suave.
you? Yeah.
Well, that was supposed to happen.
But
then
then
I
he got his
got
black
promoted,
belt.
and I was like, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
compete
yeah,
a month
yeah.
after I got
Gotta
promoted.
settle into it. Yeah,
Y'all
okay.
can fuck off. Who think
Settle
I
into it a
should
little
be
bit.
doing that? Nah, sorry.
I think
So
you'll be
good.
fine.
Yeah,
so good.
I'm trying to get used to this whole feeling of still
Yeah.
looking down at my belt and being
Oh,
like,
because-
that's a black belt.
That's
Feel
what I
heavy?
said.
Feels heavy.
It's only heavy because of the pressures I put on myself. I got to see Alex Kanders, one of my old coaches at my nephew's in-house tournament, and he talked to me about it. He's like, how are you feeling? I was like, I put this weird pressure. He's like, it's responsibility. And I was like,
Damn.
you're right. And that's why I've always loved Alex. He's always been a good coach because he's always been able to kind of point out those little things as a martial artist.
Okay.
Because that's like one of the main reasons why I trained with Kanders is because, and another reason why I trained with Chad is because at the heart of all this, not just jujitsu, it's a martial art.
Right.
And
For
there's
sure.
principles, there's morals, there's values that are involved with this that matter. They try to exemplify that, not only through themselves, but their students. I've always really respected that.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like with that comes those really deep conversations about this, where it's like it's philosophical, but it's also like tangible at the same time. You know what I mean?
So,
Randy going deep.
no tournament just yet. Is that where we're getting out to?
Early next year.
Early next year?
Early next
Settle
year
into
for
your
sure.
belt.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to just this feeling of being like,
Yep.
because it's been a goal for
Hell, of course.
what? It took me 15 years.
There you go.
So to be at the goal, I'm just trying to like soak it up. I still haven't even made a post about it. I'm still like, it's weird to me. It's weird because like I've seen you, I've seen you have a black belt, Henson, Gustavo,
Right.
Chad, all my friends, Chris Vickers, like all y'all that got black belts, like, and it's always been like, yeah, y'all made it. So now to see be like, I'm validated within
yeah.
that group.
Yeah.
I still have some imposter syndrome I'm
Right.
trying to get over.
No, I get it.
You know?
Yeah, totally. Oh,
You know?
100%.
But like trying to be like, okay, hey, it's okay.
But it's funny because on the flip side, we're like, fuck yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, man. This
And
is
I'm over
all
here still
right.
trying to feel worthy.
Yeah, dude. Like, so I got my third stripe on my black belt. I flew back to Jersey and I looked at my school, my old school, and I looked at how many people were wearing black belts. There was like 20-something fucking black belts at that promotion, right? And I'm like, I remember when you were a white belt.
Oh.
I remember when you were a white belt, and you and you and you. I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like, I'm talking like I was already like blue, purple belt, brown belt when they came in as white belts, and now they're all like black belted up. I was like, man, it's crazy when people do stick with it.
Well, that's like
You feel
Ian.
good.
It is
You
crazy.
feel
Fucking
good.
Ian Johnson. I was his partner on his first day of class at
remember.
Infinite.
Yeah,
He got his black belt before me.
Right? Hey, well, I have a few like that too.
And me and him are both the same. Where it was like we kind of avoided promotions a little bit and didn't want to be there, but we eventually got promoted.
Yeah.
Like,
But he stepped away for a minute too, didn't he? Ian?
no, he just
I thought
moved
he
to the
took a-
Bay. He
Okay.
moved to the Bay Area, but he was still training out
Stayed
there.
in it,
Oh,
right?
That's when
okay.
he started training with Kyle.
Got it.
He
That's
got
right. He
his,
was training.
he got his purple belt from Kyle.
Got it.
I think he got his brown belt from Aries. I think. Sorry if I'm wrong about that, but yeah.
Shit. It's good stuff, man. I'm glad it happened for you.
But you know what's
Definitely
weird?
glad it happened for you.
When he said imposter syndrome. Think about this. You and Gordon Ryan are the same belt.
God,
Oh.
wow.
Hey,
you're
wait.
right.
That's
Oh.
why there's stripes. That's why there's stripes.
But it's not.
Well-
So it was just, that's funny too, because I was talking about this with the stripes, right? It's like, it's a fucking stripe, dude.
Man, look at this guy over
You have a
here.
faux
Amateur.
Fuck out of here.
pas. So, like, the stripes, it's just an indication of how long you had your black belt. It's not really, it doesn't mean you're better than another black.
There's
Like,
merit in it due to consistency.
consistency, yes.
Yeah.
But
when there's a lot of
I
people who
can-
get their
I
black
can be
and quit.
consistent, and this guy who just got his black belt is still kicking my ass. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's not a real. It's not a level as far as skill wise, but you're right. Consistency, sticking with it after you got in your black belt for sure. It just says, I
It reminds me of remember Chris Heuser? I think that's how you say his name. He's one of the
The first
12
section?
one of the 12
Yeah, yeah,
American
yeah.
black belts.
Mhm.
He's like, it's not about how good you are, it's about who's left.
Yeah, who's left?
That's true.
Yeah. So it's
Absolutely.
like even if they're good as like a starting in black belt,
Yep.
it's like, are you gonna make it in to get your 6th stripe, bruh? Like, it's about who's left, and that's
Yeah.
how I've always kind of looked.
That's
at
how
it.
I'm looking at it, dude.
Like,
'cause
I got you.
we don't need to be
again,
the best. It's just
I know
about
I'm
being
not the
dedicated
best,
to the art.
But I'm sticking with it. I love this shit.
Oh yeah, like until I can't walk, then and I can't make it to the gym, then I'm not doing
Peptides.
And
jujitsu.
even then,
And
and even then, I'll probably just be watching jujitsu videos.
Where?
I'm like, I said, even if I fucking get to the point where I can't physically do it, I'm like, I'll fucking just wheel me in and I'll watch.
Cuck
Hope
chair.
I'm just
The
dead at that
fucking
point.
jujitsu cup chair.
Watching. I'll
What'd you
always
say?
remember that.
And thank you
You
for
weren't
ending
here for
this
that?
fucking on
What?
that note.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we're ending. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna go back. Like Harold is a very confident in his black belt.
Yeah.
Probably like the most confident guy I know in his belt. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So we were at the school, and this is when Harold was gonna teach us. It was like a Friday night, and it was gonna be like he had a basic thing lined up, like 2 or 3 basic moves. So we pull up to the school, and there's like 4 or 5 black belts in there. These dudes, this one's like, remember that big brother dude? He was a competitor. He's like, I'm just here. I'm gonna compete tomorrow, or whatever. We had like these 3 high level guys. And I was like, I got nervous, like, damn, here, we got to change it up, dude. These guys are too good. I was like, I ain't changing nothing, dude. We draw 3 basic.
Yeah.
we run. I'm like, okay, Harold.
It's like, this is my class. This is what the fuck we're teaching.
Yeah.
Man, everybody's like, dang, that was a great class.
I was gonna say they'll probably learn from it.
Like zero, like intimidation or anything like that. Like he's a very confident guy when it comes to his belt. I can give you
Yeah.
that.
I'm just a regular guy,
Yeah.
man. And the fact of the matter
Shout out
is,
to Harold.
Yeah, honestly.
they're just fucking regular guys, too.
Yeah.
Raise my hand.
Just something anyways.
Stupid.
Hey man, it's out of respect. He's a former wait, we still do
I'm still
education,
an
right?
educator, yeah. I still own a school.
You still in
I
education?
still
Yeah,
do
okay,
it.
yeah, he's still an educator. I'm gonna raise my hand. He recognizes it. Come
I'm
on,
all
man.
in. I'm trying to teach the peoples.
That's a signal. Damn, I forgot my fucking
See,
words.
look.
I knew it. Boy, only took one time.
I
just forgot Christian.
That's your fault. That's gonna
I've
bother
been
me.
sitting here in silence while you glaze over Harold. How are you gonna tell me I forgot?
Because I raised my hand and then you said something. You distracted me. God damn it.
You threw
It's
him
been a
off.
day of distractions for me. You know this.
I'm
Just
wondering
in
why you raised
general,
your
like I
hand.
said, dude, I say it and I mean it. Nobody's special. They're like, you're only special to somebody who loves you. Because to everybody else, you're
Especially
just
your
another
mama, that's it.
motherfucker, man. You're not,
Call
you're-
your mama because she's the only one who
Because
gives a
she's
fuck
the
about
only-
you.
If you feel down, call your mama.
Shout out Living Legends.
Shout out to all the moms.
None of you motherfuckers out there are special, man. And your kids aren't special either.
No.
I'll really hit you with some shit. Nobody cares, man.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
That's-
fucking cares.
nobody
That's so true.
My kid is special to me. I don't expect her to be special to fucking
Yeah.
anybody else.
That's
Fuck
all in
her.
her own head.
Exactly.
That's
Right?
life.
So I just try to be realistic with my
Yeah.
shit. Too many fucking. Let me.
Life's life.
Anyway.
Life's life.
All right, I was going off on a tangent. So, Rod, you want to tell the people something?
I just think, oh yeah.
What did you say?
Rod's
threw
like,
me off.
what, motherfucker? What are you trying to
start
tell
a
me
new
to do?
conversation all of a sudden.
Yeah, Rod's got something to say.
Oh, my bad.
I'm good now.
Oh, all right, all of a sudden.
Now he forgot.
Threw me off because you're like, Rod's gonna tell him something. I'm like, what am I gonna tell him?
Shit, my bad.
Damn.
Damn, he
I was
had
telling
something
him,
too.
I was going to tell him, Rod, tell him to like and to subscribe and make sure that you guys freaking
Thank you.
share, you know.
Rod has something to say.
We're like an hour and 16 in. Now like and subscribe. I'm
I'm not listening to you. I'll say what I want to say.
Oh my goodness. Well, like and subscribe. Share.
Hell damn yeah.
Oh,
Oh, my
fuck,
God.
man.
Once again, I always have fun with you guys when you guys pop in. Yeah, this shit is fun.
That was
as fuck.
fun. Yeah.
Even the ones that never made it to air, those were fun too.
I hope
man.
this
Just
makes it.
talking about that
This
pulling
one will
up.
be fine. This one will be fine.
We said that last time. Once we go over that hour and 15 minutes, it crashes.
What do we do? Oh, yeah.
The whole thing just
Part 1,
shit
2,
the
3.
bed,
Get
dude.
ready.
I know.
No, but seriously, thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate
Always,
it,
man.
Thank
We
you
love
guys
you
for having
guys.
us, man. It's always a good time.
We're all
Yep.
coaches.
Like I actually enjoy it. Like you guys are funny too. That's why it's just a fun fucking time. This all reminds me like freaking sitting at the bar. Except now we got
Yep.
cameras.
Except we're the only
Yeah,
one who drinks,
exactly.
not you guys.
Hey, man. Hey, they're
All right,
like 60.
then everyone.
Oh, he said he called you 60.
What happened?
Oh, God. Randy said they're like 60.
Yeah, fucking kind of, sort of like it.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, maybe Rod, but
Shit.
That's not me if I don't throw a little shade.
Throw all the shades you want. You're right fucking there, dude. But
you are like 35, dude.
yo,
33, man. Sure.
Yeah.
33 to 60 happens quick.
It does.
You know what? You know what scares me is I remember when my dad turned 60 and I was with him and I was like, "This is morning
crying.
having
Oh,
breakfast."
he's old.
I was like, "Hey, how's it feel?" He was like, "That shit went by quick." And I looked, I was like, "Don't fucking say that."
Okay, here you go. Shit, see, sidetrack. I was going through some stuff. Like I was cleaning up the house and everything this weekend, and I found a hat and I put it on my daughter's head, and I said it was my army hat, and I was like, "Cutie Pie," I was like, "Do you realize this is from 1994? I was like, this is a 30-year-old hat." I was like, "This hat is twice as old as you."
That was
Man.
Crazy.
And so I gave it to her, but she has the hat now. But it's just my old freaking
That's so
my
cool.
my
That's pretty
camo
cool.
hat.
That's so dope.
And I'm like, holy shit, this thing is twice as old as my. It goes fast, man.
It goes quick. They say it's like a toilet paper roll. You know, as soon as you,
Damn.
it gets,
When you get towards the end, it starts
Starts
really
going
going.
quick.
I don't want to do that.
Say that again?
it's like a toilet paper roll. You know, at first it's slow, but as you start running out of toilet paper, it starts spinning, and it goes quicker. You know.
Damn, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
good
That's a
one.
good
Yeah.
analogy.
I like that.
Damn, I like
So
that
the
one.
moral of the
Robbie's
story,
shitting a
Moral
lot.
of sport.
Stop shit.
Yeah. Get off
Get
the
a
pot.
fucking bidet. That's the moral.
Time is an illusion.
The older you are, the more you shit. Yeah.
Get a bidet and you'll live forever.
Yeah. They're the best.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much.
Keep your butthole
We
clean.
really, really appreciate you guys watching. I'm pretty sure we fucking had some fun. I'm sure we
Tushy,
made you
sponsor
smile.
us. Or sponsor them.
Oh, that's right. The Tushy. That's the
Tushy.
bidet thing,
Yeah,
right?
the bidet one.
Oh my God. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for freaking coming out and watching us. God bless you. Good night. Us.
Oh!